And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the
classic. Time.
Hey vinyl community, Alex back again with another video. I've not done one of these for a very long time. The last Vinyl Finds video I did was back in December, and we're now at the end of March, maybe the beginning of April by the time you're seeing this. A lot's happened since the last Vinyl Finds video I did. In case you're one of these people that doesn't have me on Facebook, my daughter was born, so my vinyl intake has slowed right down. Jenny is
sorry, I was raving about the fact she's born.
Yeah, she couldn't be happier because obviously she's been through the ringer during the pregnancy, so she's just glad it's over. I'd love to introduce you guys to my daughter, but she's asleep right now, and well, that's a great time to film this video. So like I said, my intake on vinyl has slowed right down. I literally have like the smallest amount to show you guys. In my whole time of collecting vinyl, I think this is the least amount I've ever like brought into my collection in the space of 3 months. But yeah, anyway, let's get right into it. I'm gonna start actually with some CDs. I know I don't normally show CDs, but Poundland has had some really decent CDs in as of late. Poundland's basically our equivalent to Pound, the dollar store or Dollar Tree, wherever you are. Let's say Dollar Tree because it's basically the same thing, but they've had a great selection of CDs in the last couple months. I did surprise Jenny with a CD. I don't think she's opened it yet, but I saw it, I knew she liked the artist, so I had to get it for her. This is the CD I bought for Jenny. It's Avril Lavigne, her album Let Go. I don't know where this falls in her discography, but it came out in 2002, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere around there. But Skater Boy and Complicated are the two really big hits off of this song. I don't mind Avril Lavigne, I think she has some really good songs, but Jenny's like a massive fan of hers, so I had to pick that up just for her. And then onto the ones that I picked up for me. Craig David, Born to Do It. Craig David's a British soul R&B singer from like the late 90s and then early 2000s.
Sorry.
And this is probably my favourite album from him, just because it's got my favourite track on here called 7 Days. It's also got Rewind, which is a really big single off of this. Time to Party was a really good song I enjoyed on this album. But yeah, Craig David. This is his album from 2002 called Born to Do It. Busted, their self-titled album, one from my childhood here. This has the year 3000 on it, which was probably their biggest song ever, and still played today. This also has What I Go to School For, which was another really big song. Yeah, I had to pick that one up. Don't blame me for this one. Ollie Murs, Right Place, Right Time. I know it's a...
That's also good too.
Yeah. 2013. Actually a really good album. I quite enjoy this album. Ollie Murs' music from this time. It's got Army of Two, Troublemaker, Right Place, Right Time. You know, they were everywhere on the radio when this came out. But it's also got the DVD to the Right Place, Right Time tour live at the O2, which I thought was really, really good. So had to pick that one up. You guys already know I'm a big fan of Rihanna, so I picked up her album Talk That Talk. Has songs Where Have You Been, We Found Love, which features Calvin Harris, the title track, which features Jay-Z, Drunk on Love, another good one. Yeah, I just like Rihanna's music, particularly like the middle of her career, like her really, really early stuff. Like, I'm sort of a casual fan. Her latest stuff, not a big fan of it, but this type of anything from I think about 2005 right up to about 2000 and maybe 13 or something. This is 2011. But anything from that sort of time period, I'm a big fan of that era of Rihanna. And then this is probably the best thing I found in the Poundland, in Poundland, because it's the last thing I would ever expect to see in there. And it was the only one of its kind on the shelves. Like all these other ones I'm showing you, there was like 2s and 3s of them on the shelf, but this was literally the only one I found. It's a 2 CD set of Outkast. The Love Below speaker box. You guys already, you hip hop fans out there will know, Outkast are fantastic. Their albums on vinyl are going up by the day, but this has their massive hits. The massive hit Hey Ya, which I know everybody knows. So I had to pick that one up. I just could not resist because I don't have any Outkast albums, so I had to make sure I had that, and yeah, add that to the CD collection. So super happy to have those in the collection now. Right, before I get onto the albums, I do have a couple of 7-inch singles to show you. These are just off a guy off of Facebook, and I'm still getting stuff in for my DJ box. I'm constantly like changing that around and stuff, and these two I didn't have yet. This is Sly Johnson, Brings Out the Blues in Me. If you can see that, obviously when he tried to go bluesy, and it's backed with How You Need to Be Loved. Excuse me.
She's laughing at him.
My daughter was laughing at me, brilliant. But yeah, really stoked about that one. And then Quincy Jones, Midnight Soul Patrol. And I'm actually a big fan of Quincy Jones, as you guys know. It has Brown Soft Shoe on the flip side. This is off his 1976 album, I Heard That. And if you guys have Netflix, check out the Quincy Jones documentary. It's actually really, really good. It's about 2 hours long, but it covers his whole career from his debut working with Dinah Washington, going right the way through right to like Frank Sinatra, Michael Jackson, and everybody else that he's worked with. And after watching that documentary, I just had to pick up this single. That's the 7-inch singles that I picked up. Let's get on with the albums here. So, little introduction to the first few. You guys know I've been trying to pick up more reggae for my collection this year. It's a section I really like, it's a genre I really like. I just don't have a lot of it, so this year I'm hoping to discover more reggae and kind of add more to my collection. But I did pick up a Bob Marley album. Well, I didn't get this. My fiance Jenny actually bought this one for me. A Bob Marley album I didn't have yet, and that's Rastaman Vibration. This is the 75th anniversary Abbey Road Studios Half Speed remaster. This is maybe one of Bob Marley's shortest albums at 35 minutes, but it is one I didn't have yet. I'm super stoked to have it because, well, I want everything from Bob Marley, and because he's one of my favourite musicians. And again, being Half Speed remaster, this although I've not been buying vinyl as much as most people here in the vinyl community, this is probably one of the best sounding records I've ever heard, if not the best sounding record I've ever heard. And so I kind of said to myself, after listening to this, right, I want all of Bob Marley's Half Speed remaster reissues that I can get. So I kind of started selling off my original copies, and I managed to use them to pay for other Half Speed remasters. So I picked up a copy of Kaya, which I'm really happy about because this is easily in my top 3 Bob Marley albums. fantastic. And I also have a copy now of Exodus, a good copy, because my copy was beat. And luckily someone said to me, I'll take it, because I just want it for the cover. But this is my favourite Bob Marley album. You guys may or may not know already. I love what they've done, like recreating the original covers and stuff. But yeah, I'm super stoked to have these Bob Marley reissues now, because like I said, they're probably some of the best sounding albums that I've ever heard, and so I cannot wait to get some more and listen to those. So there's some, I guess, new albums to my collection, but this one is definitely one I didn't have before, and it is reggae. The last reggae album I'm going to show you, because let's be honest, I got a bit carried away and didn't just buy reggae. This is Peter Tosh, Bush Doctor. Now, if you don't know Peter Tosh, I actually kind of talked about him a little bit before, because he is one of the original members of the Wailers, obviously performing with Bob Marley and the Wailers. This is his third studio album on Rolling Stones Records, and the reason it's on Rolling Stones Records is because Mick Jagger and Keith Richards actually feature on a song on this album. I think it's the opening track, Don't Look Back. But yeah, 1978 is the year on this album. It might even be his second album. I've lost track now, but yeah, Bush Doctor, a fantastic Peter Tosh album. I actually like everything from Peter Tosh. His stuff, you just don't see his stuff in great condition when you do see it. The last copy of this I found, again, it was beat and I passed on it. But now I have a good copy, and the person I got it off on Discogs, luckily they sent it in one of these MoFi sleeves, these really nice MoFi sleeves. You can see the label there on Rolling Stones. But yeah, I do believe that Mick Jagger, I'm pretty sure Mick Jagger and Keith Richards feature on a song on here. I think I read that on the back. Oh yeah, there they are. Yeah, they do feature on this album, which is why it's on Rolling Stone. But yeah, Peter Tosh, Bush Doctor. Super happy to have a good copy of this album in my collection. Brilliant reggae album. So if you like Bob Marley, you'll probably like Peter Tosh, because they are very much similar. And yeah, Peter Tosh is, like I said, one of the founding members of the Wailers. Anyway, the rest of the stuff I'm going to show you, none of it's reggae, but a lot of it's pretty interesting stuff. The first thing is a soundtrack. You guys know my goal for last year was to pick up more soundtracks, and I found this one pretty cheap on Amazon, like literally it was under £10 with postage, and so I couldn't pass this up. It's the soundtrack to the Raid 2. Now, although I prefer the first Raid film, the second one is still really good. This is a soundtrack from 2014. I think there's a couple of pressings of this, like a red vinyl copy. Mine is just a silver pressing. It's a double LP set, by the way. Gatefold. Everything in there you see is all from the film. And yeah, if you're not familiar with The Raid or The Raid 2, they are Indonesian movies. So yeah, literally, I'd say a good 95% of the film is in Indonesian. But my god, are they fantastic action films. If you like action films, you'll love them. If you liked Dread from, like, I think it was 2012, they're very similar. The first Raid film is very similar to that. The second one is just so action-packed, it's brilliant. But anyway, as I was saying, my copy is on a grey, like, marble vinyl, and they both come like that. The pressing's incredible. I have no idea why this soundtrack is so cheap. It might even still be that cheap on Amazon now if you have a little look, but man, is it incredible. Definitely check out the films if you haven't. If you can deal with subtitles and you like a good action movie, definitely check out both of the Raid films, because they are really, really incredible. And yeah, I was super stoked to find this soundtrack really, really cheap on Amazon. And when I ordered it, I was worried I was going to get the CD. That's how cheap it was. I was worried that they were going to send me the CD, thinking listing it as the vinyl by mistake, but no, luckily it's the vinyl, and I'm super stoked. Next one, you guys have already seen this because I did a video involving this album, but it's Evelyn King's Get Loose. Her album from 1982. And this is my favourite album from her. It's got all my favourite tracks. Love Come Down, I Can't Stand It, Back to Love, Get Loose, Bet She Don't Love You. Yeah, just an incredible album. I touched on this in my 80s R&B like Kickstarter video. So definitely go and check that out if you haven't. I talk about this album a bit more, but yeah, I literally bought this album just so I could do that video, and because it's one of my favourite albums, and I didn't have it yet, and it was killing me that I didn't have it, so I picked it up. But yeah, there it is, Evelyn King. She obviously has albums before and after this, but this is maybe the best album that she put out. I would always recommend this album to anyone who can find it, but yeah, just incredible stuff. Hip hop people, I know I have a few of you on here. Let me know if you have heard of these guys. Marlo. Yeah, I'll take it out the plastic so you guys can see it. I have left it in the shrink because I quite like the hype sticker. But Marlo are a hip hop duo. This is their most recent their second album from 2020, last year. There's two different versions. There's an Otherworld edition which I have, and there's another one which I don't remember what it's called, but there's slightly different coloured pressings. Doesn't make any difference to the album other than the colour of the vinyl. But yeah, Marlo 2 by Marlo, and Marlo is Larange, who I believe is he's the producer. I believe he's Seattle based, I believe. And then you've got Solomon Brigham, who's the rapper, and I believe he's from North Carolina. But yeah, these two have got two incredible albums out already, and yeah, their first album's already gone up like crazy in price, but this album is just really, really good. Anyway, so I definitely would recommend picking this up if you're into hip hop. There's the inner sleeve. There's the vinyl pressing clear with like a purpley kind of effect. I think it looks pretty cool. But again, let me know what you guys think. If you want a song to listen to off of this, check out the song Small Business. Kind of gives you an idea as to what this album's about. I quite enjoy it just because I'm a hip hop person myself, but yeah, it's a really, really good album. I think more people need to discover this, but definitely check out Small Business off of this album. Sawdust Underground, Pay Dirt, and OG Funk Rock are the 4 songs on here I could probably recommend to you guys the most, to kind of give you a little taste into what this album's all about.
Imagine me chilling, throwing dollars at my feelings, trying to mirror what they living, couldn't get it, but they just ain't me. Hold back, just in case a brother flipped off me. Hard pass, got my lane, I remain not the same. Swear the day I started popping, I would take more aim. Used to love her like my game, now she way too common. I came back a second time to set the world on flame. Had some years left on the docket, had to chill until my stock was up. Always caught in something, used to house for the inspiration. I just need some mitigation. All day sliding, I had the whole cave levitating. I be on the way. Finally clear my conscience, lift the light into the stage. Finally learned to let the fire scale to the situation. Can't be going off for nothing. We was being patient, trying to find a way to override it just so we can live it up. Know you long enough, still can't get the trust. Hard power make you not know who you stepping on. Talk down, looking at me like you fed off home. Y'all know they ain't gonna love you till you're dead and gone. Swab in saying nothing to me. Hard power make you know who you stepping on. Talk down, looking at me like you.
I don't know how I've managed to stretch this video to 20 minutes, but I've got a couple left. This one is off a guy off of Instagram who my boss knows. Got in touch, said he had this album, said I'll take it. He said cool, I'll send it your way. It's the album from High Gloss called High Gloss. If you don't know High Gloss, they're a kind of disco funk kind of group. I don't really know how to explain it, but this is the US pressing, which is incredible because you guys know I love US pressings. They had a big hit off of this album called You'll Never Know, which is the opening track on here. It's on one of my favourite labels. I did a video on my favourite labels in the past. This is on the Prelude record label there, which I've talked about before is one of my favourite record labels. Anything on that, I will pick it up. This album is really, really incredible, and I can only recommend. I could not recommend it more. It did come out on Prelude, but Epic also had rights to it as well, so they put out some of the songs off of this. But yeah, just incredible. If you like the 80s R&B funk disco kind of sound, you'll definitely love High Gloss. But yeah, if you listen to the song, you'll never know. Then you kind of get the idea of what this album's like. I've only got one left to show you, and this also came, well, the day I'm filming this. And it's the first new album, I say new, I mean 2021 release, that I've been able to get this year. And that's the album from Serpent with Feet called Deacon. It's on the Secretly Canadian label. So, in case you couldn't tell, he is a Canadian musician. Sort of, I don't know how to describe him. He's kind of R&B, but he's also a little bit chilled, can be a little bit lo-fi at times. Really, really good. I've heard a couple tracks off of this already. And I've liked what I heard. So I can't wait to give the rest of this album a spin. And this is a gatefold. Hold it there, and you go, there's the gatefold. If you're wondering about the cover, a little bit confused, it's because I believe that he's openly gay, and so that's why he has that as his album cover. But yeah, he doesn't mind. Right. The inside of this jacket's really cool as well. There's like a really cool design in there. You guys can kind of see that, but yeah, it's there. But I opted for the limited edition clear vinyl. There's like a brown version as well, but that one, I didn't want that one. I'm a sucker for clear vinyl, especially when it's like so clear you can literally,
Much prettier.
you can see through it. Sorry?
It's so much prettier.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. I thought clear vinyl was prettier than opaque brown. Opaque brown vinyl. Like, what would you rather have? A see-through vinyl or a vinyl that looks like something you shit first thing in the morning? I know which one I'd rather have. And then there's the insert there, which is also pretty cool. So yeah, Serpent with Feet, if you guys don't know, check him out.
Breezy Sunday afternoons, Christmas films in July with you, the canon of Baltimore tales, our crafty looks when there's nothing to wear. Maybe it's the blessing of my 30s. I'm spending this time worrying at one time, recounting the love, one time recounting the love.
I did get a download code with this album, but I'm gonna use that at some point. But yeah, there it is, Serpent with Feet, Deacon. Like I said, he's Canadian, and he's very talented. If you guys don't know, if you guys know the artist Blood Orange, the British musician Blood Orange, he's like a very similar type of sound. So if you like Blood Orange, you'll probably like Serpent with Feet. But yeah, there it is. That's everything I have to show you for this video. I know it's, like I said, it's a very small stack of stuff, but you know, when you're not working because of COVID, you don't have a lot of money, and you've now got a kid in your life. So obviously I've had to cut vinyl back a little bit. But hopefully when I go back to work, I won't be bringing back as much much vinyl as I brought in, but hopefully it'll still be a little bit more than this lot here. So with that said and done, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Sorry the video dragged a little bit for such a small stack of vinyl. Sorry for any cuts and edits in the video. That's just me messing up a little. But hey, what can I say? Thanks so much for tuning in, and yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe, and if you're not already, and hit the bell so you never miss an upload that way. And yeah, with that, I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye.